Good evening or good morning, depending on what time you're watching this video. Welcome back to the 30-day fitness program here at the wonderful Cobra Fitness in Abu Dhabi. Kieran's sorting out, I'm sorting out, we're getting close to the end. Today, we're doing some pushing. Pushing being a lot of triceps, a little bit of chest, and a lot more triceps. So it's gonna be a burner. What you'll need is something like a kettlebell or dumbbell that we're gonna do overhead tricep extension, so two hands together overhead, so sort that out. I'm gonna use a bench. I'm gonna use the bench for my dips and my press ups. I'm gonna do some more stuff on the floor. So the bench you need to use will be something that's stable and sturdy. You can use your stairs, you can use something, but don't use a bloody chair on the tiles and it slides out and break your wrist, because this is for educational purposes. I'm gonna start my timer. We're gonna do 2 minutes of skipping and then we're gonna rock and roll. So, Aisha, shall I skip here? Is this all right? Perfect. I'll even face you. So 2 minutes of skipping to get warm and then we're pushing. Again, just make sure you're safe with your exercises at home. Don't use anything that's gonna slide and move. Make sure everything's fixed or stable, especially when you're stepping onto it or putting pressure on it. With your dips, if you slide away from the bench and the bench slides away from you, then we hurt ourselves. We don't want that. We're trying to work on our health, not work on our healthcare plan. If you don't have a skipping rope, no dramas. Jumping jacks, squats, burpees, anything to get the heart rate up. Do a little bit of a, functional warm up. Bring your knees up, bring your legs up. Core twists, anything to sort of get the heart rate up, the muscles firing, fill them with blood. As mentioned in my last class, don't do deep stretches before your muscles are warm. Deep stretches once you finish your exercise. Light stretches before. Warm up is a warm up. Stretching is stretching. I'm gonna make sure you differentiate between the two, because how can you stretch cold muscles? Good question, right? You've been lied to for years. 30 seconds more. And then we will get started. If you want more of a warm-up, feel free to pause the video, do a little bit more. The beauty of having pre-recorded classes, I guess. So, just making myself a little bit more presentable. We're gonna go on to 10 dips on our bench. We're gonna roll over, we're gonna do 10 press-ups on our bench, and we're gonna rest. We're gonna do 3 sets. I'll just run through it real quick. Like I mentioned, with what you're gonna do your dips on, it's very important that it doesn't move or slide, because what tends to happen when people are doing dips, their bum will move away further and further and further, which means you're pushing this way. We don't want that, but it will happen if you get tired. So legs closer is easier, legs straight is harder, our shoulders forward is wrong. You'll feel that in the front of your delt. We don't want that. We want to hit the inside of our tricep. So by doing that, we're going to keep our hands close to our bum. We're gonna keep our chest up and shoulders back, and then we're gonna go. You ready for 10? Down and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Don't overextend at the top. 9, 10. From here, let's roll over, put our hands on the bench, keep our body tight, core tight, and we go elbows in. 1, up to here, don't get to here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, both of those exercises are focusing on our triceps. The first one's focused on our inside triceps primarily, and the second one's focused on our outside triceps. So when you're doing those exercises, again, concentrate on the muscle that you're trying to work. If your elbows pop out when you're doing your dips, you're gonna feel it more in the delts and more in the shoulders. There shouldn't be anything here. Only a little bit of pressure or stretch, no pain. Okay, 10 seconds more, we'll go into set number 2. If you need a longer rest, that's fine. Again, Make it maybe 15 to 30 seconds longer if you need to. If not, let's crack on. Chest up, shoulders back, elbows in nice and tight. And 1, 2. We come up to here, not to here, keeping the shoulders back. 3, 4, 5. Bum close to the bench, elbows coming in. 8, 9, 10. Roll over, don't have a rest yet. Core tight, bum up in the air is wrong. Hips down is wrong. Core tight, and 1. Focus on those outside triceps. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Already from those press ups, even though they're just on the bench, I can really feel it isolated out here, which is important. I mean, I'm doing it correctly and I'm firing into the right area. Concentrate on that muscle. If it comes out, you work a little bit more into here. If it stays tight, hit pure triceps. And that's what we want for this exercise. So we'll have another 15 seconds rest, and we're gonna bang on to our third set. Feels good, that. Feels very good. Okay, are you ready? Set number 3 of 3. Chest up, shoulders back, turn your elbows in, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hands close to the body. If you feel it in your wrist, just put your hand up on top a little bit more, okay? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, good job. We're not going to use the bench for the next one. We're not going to use anything except the floor. So have a little rest, have a little drink if you need to. You should, even if you don't need to, you should. This one we're going to start on a plank position. So grab yourself a mat, something on the floor so you're not going to hurt your elbows on the tiles, on the carpet. We're going to be in a plank position and we're going to go up and down on the same side, up and down on the other side. 10 in total, so 5, 5. Okay, we'll have a crack at it and see how we go. So we'll start in a plank position like this, then we're going to go up and then down the same side. We'll do 5 on the right side, then we'll do 5 on the left side. Make it a little bit harder, okay? So stay on the same side for 5. Plank position, and here, push up, and here. Then the same side, we go down, and then down. Up again on the same side. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now go down the same side, and come up on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you can get more out than that, do 10 and 10. Do 20 alternates. See how you feel. I'm going to focus on 5 and 5 and really activate, try and push into my tricep as I push up. So I'm not going to swing my body for momentum, it's just push directly. Try not to roll your hips too much, try and keep your core relatively tight and straight so it's more isolated onto that muscle as opposed to momentum. Okay, start again. So plank position, then 1. See, my core's not moving too much. I bring it to here and then push. 2, 3, 4, 5. Go down the same arm. We're going to go up on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whew. You'll also feel that in your core because you're in a plank position. So you're holding the plank, you're still activating your abs, but you're going up and down. So your abs are staying tight, you're doing a normal plank, and you're smashing your triceps. It's a good one. Even 5-5. 5-5, you're still obviously feeling it. It's tough. 1, We'll have another 15 seconds and we'll start again for our third set. Okay, 5 seconds and we start. I'm gonna start on the left hand this time just to mix it up. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go down on the same side. Now we go up on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's good. Definitely abs. Although, maybe it's not abs for you. I did abs yesterday. Definitely feeling it today. Myself, obviously not the class. I did abs yesterday myself. I'm feeling it. Right, the next one. This is quite a difficult exercise as opposed to the last ones that were really easy. We're gonna do isolation with press ups. So, we're gonna count for 10, we're doing 10 reps, okay? But those 10 reps are only counted when we come to the center. So for example, I'll do it sitting here so I can show you, it's easier to see. I'm in a press up position. I go 1, then from here, I bring my left hand out and go down, doesn't count. My left hand in and go down, that's 2. Right hand out, down, that's 3. So we're only counting the center press up. The sides, focus on spreading one hand out. We're not doing a wide press up, we're doing one, and then we're bringing one hand out wide, and then we're doing a press up in that position and bring it back to the center. We only count in the middle, okay? If you struggle, you can't do it on your toes, drop to your knees. I'll do the second set on my knees and then I'll come back to my toes for the third set just so you can see, because your core has to be straight. Okay, so I'm gonna do it on this angle so you can see how it works as opposed to this way and you're not gonna see it correctly. Okay, so get into your press up position. Definitely the appropriate clothing, appropriate attire for press ups, regardless. Hard Knocks have got the goods, man. So, are you ready? Keep our core tight. And we do 1 push up, then we go out, in, 2, out, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Tough. It is tough. If you can't do it on your toes, or you couldn't do 10, no problem. This is difficult. 10 push-ups by themselves, people struggle. We're adding, it's basically 20 press-ups because it's 10 and we're doing 5 on the sides. So we're doing 20 press-ups. A lot of people can't do 20. If you did half that, it's great. Just make sure you're evening the numbers out, okay? So do 6, do 4, do 8, and do 7. Finish on one side. I'm gonna do the second option, and that's on the knees, okay? So you can do it on your knees. I'll do it side on, okay? So do it on the knees. This is wrong because we're not doing a push-up. We're gonna keep our hips low. So we're still in the same position. This is not gonna move, it's gonna stay here. Now we'll go together, ready? Do our push-up, 1, and then from here, we're gonna reach out and do it again. So I'm feeling it more on the right side chest. We come in, 2, we go out, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's good. Probably should have saved that one to the last set. It would have been easier. Anyway, we're gonna go back onto our toes for the last set if we can. If we can't, stay on our knees, no problem. If you're on your knees, ideally have something on the floor so it's comfortable. And then we've got one more exercise left after this, which is our triceps again for a change. So it's pretty much all been triceps, but it's good. Triceps is what gives you girth in your arms. People work biceps to try and have big arms, but it's actually the tricep inside and outside that gives you the width, like a quad. It's not the hamstring that gives you the width so much, it's the quad. So you want to build this, the pushing muscle. Another 10 seconds, we'll do our third set. I'm going to face this way, I'm going to do it on my toes. You're doing your toes, you're doing your knees, as you like. Are you ready? Tight grip inside for the inside press up, and then put the elbow out for the wide press up. And 1, 2, 3, lean out into it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How'd that feel? Yes, bit of a pump. Grab yourself a drink. We'll get on to the last exercise, where you'll need either a kettlebell or a dumbbell for overhead tricep extensions, which will bang out 3 sets of between 10 and 15, depending on your weight. If you're using a heavy weight, 10. If it's a lighter weight, it'll be 15. Excuse me. Rest for another 15, 20 seconds, and we'll smash it out. With this exercise, it's very important that you keep your elbows tight. Mine's gonna pop out a little bit because it's tight, but keep them tight to your head and push up. So pushing from here, and from here, not letting it pop out, okay? Keep them nice and tight. Okay. If it's a kettlebell, you'll hold it like this. If it's a dumbbell, you'll just hold one end of it. Elbows tight. Don't try and get too low because you're gonna get stuck. Just try and get to horizontal with the elbows, wrist and elbows horizontal. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're gonna do 3 more. 10, 2 to go. 11, 1 more. 12. So I started feeling it burn at about 9, so we'll push through to 12. If you're using a lighter weight and you didn't feel that, 15, 15 plus. If you're using a heavy weight and you struggled at about 3 or 4, get to 8 to 10. Again, it depends on the weight that you're using and your goal, okay? But for the purpose of this video, I'm using a 12 and I'll do 12. Do another 10 seconds rest and we'll get started. Okay, grab your weights. Elbows tight. Staggered stance is better, no pressure on your back. It means left leg in front of the right. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3 to go. 3, 2, 1. Very good. 30 seconds of rest. We'll jump on to our third set. When I'm holding the kettlebell, I don't know if you noticed the last 2 reps, I went from this position to this position. I just held it from my thumbs because I found it more difficult to bring my elbows in, and I really want to have my elbows tight to isolate the triceps as opposed to out here and push. So I want to try and really bring it in. So when I was holding the kettlebell like this, I found it difficult. So I turned my hands and grabbed the kettlebell from here and then just push straight up. Again, those small changes are important individually for what works for you. Exercise remains the same, but the placement of your hands, the placement of your elbows, the placement of your feet will change where you feel the exercise and if there's pain or not. We don't want pain. If I did legs together, standing straight, I feel the pressure in my lower back. So I'll stand staggered. Now my core's tight, more balance. I'm gonna use my thumbs so I can keep the elbows tight. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2 more, 11, 1 more, 12. How's that? The triceps firing, get a good pump. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing it. It's a good workout for me. We're coming to the end, we're getting close to the end of our 30 days. So I hope you've kept up and followed along and you've got some enjoyment out of it, got some results out of it. Always special thanks to our camera lady, Aisha from Hook and Reel Media. If you haven't followed her, what are you doing? I told you from day one, follow her. Great content, really good stuff on there. Thanks so much. We'll see you tomorrow as we near the end. Thanks a lot.